Yo, salute to everybody already here in the building, man. You guys know what time it is. Let's get this shit rocking. Yo, salute to everybody already here in the building. You guys know what time it is. Welcome to the latest installment of the Graphk and Wasted Show.
Or the Wasted and Graphk Show, whichever way you like to slice it. What is the effing deal, brother?
My brother, salute to everybody here in the chat, the greatest chat in YouTube history. As always, make sure you guys wipe them feet, pay your bar tabs, hit that subscribe button on both channels. If you guys are not subscribed yet, there's a lot to unpack today, a lot to talk about. Once again, you guys, I will be in the podcasting room here another week or so. We're still getting the Wi-Fi connected and all that good stuff. So bear with me while I live in the slums here. With no green screen, but it is what it is. But, you know, we're moving and grooving, man. But once again, thank you to everybody here, as always. And also salute to our proud sponsors over at BetUS. This live stream is powered by BetUS. Head over there and get 150% bonus on your first deposit.
Or 125% bonus on your next two deposits up to $2,000 using YouTube what?
YouTube 150 fastest payouts in the industry. If you are a better, nobody does it better than BetUS. Make sure to go over there and tell them that Graphic Raider and Mr. Wasted Talent himself sent you, man. How you feeling, man?
Man, I feel good, man. I just had a terrific meal. You know what I'm saying? I'm feeling great. I ain't had to go to work today. Man, it's a beautiful day.
There you go, man. Salute to Will Lasty. Mad love to the best Raiders content creators out there. Salute to my guy. Salute to Stubbs 204 in the building with the first super of the day. Feet wiped, tab paid, man. Salute to my guy. Appreciate you, brother. Let's get to it, man. I know Stubbs and everybody wants to hear the latest development in Raider Nation right now. Well, some breaking news just hit the airwaves from Tom Pelissero. He put it out there, you guys. The Raiders and assistant GM Champ Kelly have mutually agreed to part ways per sources. New GM John Spytek is making over the front office, and Kelly, the one-time Raiders interim GM, will pursue opportunities elsewhere. I'll be honest, you guys, this kind of sucks because I wish you would have got a job elsewhere so we could have got them comp picks. You know, we were looking at potentially 2 extra third-round picks if Champ would have been, offered, a general manager spot elsewhere. We mutually part ways here. No comp picks. He's been with us since 2022, was the interim when Zeke was let go and Josh McDaniels. How do you feel about this move right here? I mean, it makes sense, right? Spytek's in the building. They want to create this thing in their own vision. How do you feel about this move?
I mean, I feel like it was inevitable, man. I mean, Spytek has to form his own staff, and that includes the assistant GM. Yeah. And, the club has a new head coach, new everything, man. And, there are some holdovers from a personnel perspective on the roster. There were a couple of coaches for continuity.
Yeah.
And I think that Champ stayed in the building. He was a good soldier, and he helped, with the continuity of the Raiders. But I think this is inevitable. The only thing that kind of concerns me is where Champ Kelly goes after this.
Denver. He has a connection there. He can go back to Chicago. He spent some years with those guys. Wasted. I can see him going back to our divisional rival and helping those guys put it together out there in Denver.
And this is the problem. And I want to go to basketball. It was a long time ago. Isaiah Thomas was the GM of the New York Knicks.
I know where you're going with this.
And, there was a gentleman named Bob Myers that was fired.
Yep.
And he went to the Golden State Warriors.
And
in that draft, the New York Knicks had every intention to draft Stephen Curry. We were there. He was primed to fall to us. And the Golden State Warriors moved 1 pick ahead of the Knicks and took him.
Yep.
They took all that intel and that work that Isaiah Thomas and his team did on Steph Curry, and they were the ones who drafted Steph Curry, and now the rest is history. So you imagine having a point guard of that magnitude in Madison Square Garden every night.
Yeah.
Oh my God. But I digress. This is what I worry about when you talk about the Raiders, because if he goes to Denver, a lot of the work that's being done, and I don't necessarily know how much work has been done with this new regime and Champ Kelly, but some of the work that's been done, is he going to take some of the secrets to the sauce out of the building?
And we shall see, to be determined. Just for those who did not know, Kelly did interview about a week or so ago with the Jacksonville Jaguars for that vacant GM spot out there. He was not one of the finalists, so he did not get an opportunity to have a second interview out there in Jacksonville. They went another direction. But I don't think that this guy's going to have a difficult time finding another job elsewhere. At some point down the line, I think he will be a GM. Once again, salute to Champ Kelly. Once a Raider, always a Raider. Some of those moves that he made, once again, we talked about the other day, bringing in Jack in the middle of the season to help that defense. And he made a massive, massive impact on that defense that year when AP took over as the interim head coach. So, and once again, I seen him. We were talking about this at the Shrine Bowl. He was out there in the scouting department, and he was the only one, man, that was really, truly just focused. It seemed like all the other guys, you know what? I'm not going to say that. Salute to my guy, Lonnie. He was out there putting in work. But there was some other guys out there that were kind of like, we don't even think we're going to be here next week, a week or two. So, and they said this to me verbally, like, we're just here. We don't know what the hell is going to happen. Not saying that they weren't doing their jobs, but they were very up in the air about their career moving forward, and rightfully so, right? So they're kind of like, we're out here recruiting for potentially another regime that's going to take over, some new scouts, and so on and so forth. And Champ was laser sharp, locked in. Everywhere you looked, he was taking notes, talking to guys, talking to talent. I just thought that Champ would have definitely helped us propel to the next level, even with Spy taking the building. But hey, man, once again, hopefully, man, you go out there and you make some noise elsewhere, just not within the division. And once again, former Denver Bronco, you guys, the connections are there. I see
8 years with the Denver Broncos.
And he spent some time out there talking to that scouting department and some of those guys from the Denver Broncos. He actually spent a lot of time speaking with the Chicago Bears in their personnel department as well out there. So, I mean, I don't think that it's going to be too long before he gets a call. Maybe he already has something in place. This was a mutual thing, you guys. So it sounds like Champ already knows that there may be something else on the table for him moving forward. And again, Spy Tech wants this thing. It's his vision. Him and Tom Brady are putting this thing together, in terms of upper management. So I'm going to respect what these guys have to do. But once again, salute to Champ Kelly. He kind of was just in a fucked up situation, wasted. The Josh McDaniels thing, AP taking over. Tom Telesco comes in. Tom Telesco's let go. AP's let go. There was a ton of just chaotic movement while Champ was in the building. So hopefully, man, wherever he goes, there's some stability and he can find a place to call home for the foreseeable future. Salute to Hug. Crazy name to look out for as new assistant GM. I'm not doing it with you, bro.
Yo, Hug, you are about to be unceremoniously blocked. We're trying to bring you Raider news. It's breaking news here. And you come with your filth. You're about to get blocked. What is wrong with you, Hug D's?
Salute to our brother, Hug Dizzle, with a $5 holla. Salute to Stubbs gifting 5 OLV Raiders Network memberships. Appreciate you, my brother, as always. If you guys want to come Green Dot Gang, become Get Off My Lawn Gang, hit the links. They're pinned up top. I'm telling you guys now, the memberships definitely help us with what we're doing over here at Shieldmore. Definitely helps us keep the lights on, and keeps us moving and grooving and elevating in YouTube, man. So salute to all the new members in the building. Once again, if you guys want to become members, hit the links. They're pinned up top. But yeah, I mean, that's what we got with Champ Kelly. I'm gonna be real. There's nothing really else to talk about with this situation. Just good luck.
Beyond that, right? The thing that I want to talk about is why has he not been given a job yet? Like, what is it about Champ Kelly to where he's so well respected, and everybody says anytime you speak of Champ Kelly, he's so well respected around the league. He's well respected around the league, has received several interviews for general manager positions. Is he interviewing bad? Like, there's really no gaps in, his experience level. I wonder what it is to where Champ Kelly is not being hired.
You know what? Let me throw this into the universe. And I may be wrong. But I just think that this guy is a scout at heart, wasted. He is a guy that just loves to go out, scout talent. And I understand the general manager spot. You get to put that team together and blah, blah, blah. I just think that he loves scouting talent. And sometimes it takes time in the league. I mean, Spy Tech is well respected, right? It took him a while to become an actual GM. He's been around for many moons, decades. You know what I mean? And he's finally a GM as well. So, I mean, it happens. It takes time sometimes for these things to develop. And, I think the next go around, next off season, I think that he will potentially end up with a gig elsewhere. You know what I mean? Hopefully he ends up with an assistant GM spot somewhere else, so he doesn't have to go back down the ladder and build up his resume and build up his portfolio to get back to where he is now. But I'm assuming, once again, with it being a mutual thing, and maybe it's mutual because the Raiders were like, hey, we can make this sound mutual. I mean, it could be that way. So, hey, we could just let you go, or we could say it's a mutual thing. We parted ways mutually, and it looks good on your side.
Like a chick breaking up with you and be like, hey, I was about to quit you anyway.
I was about to quit you anyway.
I was about to cancel you. You know what I'm saying?
But Joseph, I don't think there's going to be an assistant GM. I think every team doesn't have an assistant GM. Yeah. That's not a mandatory position to have within the building. I think Spytek's going to run this thing, and I think that Tom Brady is his right-hand man. I mean, what do you think about that, Wesley?
To be real with you, what exactly does an assistant GM do? You know what I mean? It's to me, it's a misnomer in a sense, right? Yeah. So I don't think so. And I think one of the reasons why Champ Kelly was brought in was kind of be a guardrail to David Ziegler, because he had never been a GM before.
There you go.
So you know what I mean? When you got a guy that's as accomplished as Spytek, I think he's kind of been made for this moment a long time.
Yeah.
And I don't think it's the same thing with David Ziegler. David Ziegler kind of made, so to speak, like a meteoric rise in the front office. This was a guy who was acting on Law and Order several years before that, and then all of a sudden he's a GM. He was a guy who kind of rose very, very quickly based off of some of the things that he was asked to do by Bill Belichick, where, these two guys, Champ Kelly and John Spytek, these are guys that went and did it the hard way.
Yeah.
Pause if necessary, but they definitely did, man.
Never lie, man. Salute the brave. Wasted. Admit it. Your wife took you to Denny's for your senior discount. Just kidding. Go Raiders. You both are the GOAT. Salute to our brother Rick in the building. Waste is about to say something disgusting. I know. What's up, bro? You gonna get on Rick?
I'm not even going to do it to Rick like that. You know what I'm saying? I love. Hey, Rick, man. I'm just letting you know I'm trying to be a kinder, gentler person.
2025, Wasted has definitely turned a corner with his personality. Salute to Sweet Jazz gifting 5 OLV Raider Network memberships as well. Appreciate you, Sweet Jazz. As always, once again, you guys, we both have memberships. If you guys want to, hit the links. They're pinned up top. Jazz, family, appreciate you. Salute to Juan. Salute to both of y'all watching from Camden, New Jersey. Raiders.
The Jersey brethren, the Garden State brethren up in the place. Appreciate you, bro.
Salute to my guy, Juan. Jersey's definitely in the building. Well, we talked about the whole Champ Kelly situation. We can move on from that. Did you get an opportunity to check out Hondo's interview with Adam Butler?
No, I was reading it right when you called me. You know what I'm saying? I mean, I haven't really been kind of tuned into the Hondo algorithm as of late.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So when I see it, but when I saw it was an actual interview, I was like, let me dig into this. I didn't see it though, brother. You got to fill me in.
I got an opportunity to watch it. Salute to Uncle Hondo over there doing his thing with the Raider Insider podcast. Just have Adam Butler on. Everybody knows that he's a free agent right now, you guys. He's one of the guys on our list, pretty high on that list for us to bring back. Yeah. And I'm gonna be honest, man. This guy is he's built to be a Raider. Wasted. This guy went on his podcast and pretty much stated, I want to be a Raider. This is what he said verbatim on the recent episode of the Las Vegas Raiders Insider podcast hosted by our guy, Uncle Hondo. It will really be a dream come true. Butler said about returning to the Raiders. It will be a dream come true. It will be the perfect situation for me, in my opinion. This is coming from Sports Illustrated Las Vegas Raiders. As long as you said the business makes sense, it will be a perfect situation. I love the team. I love the organization, and I would not want to be anywhere else. I mean, I am not going to let anybody take advantage of me, not even the Raiders. I love the Raiders, but I'm not going to let the Raiders, act like I did not play my ass off this past season. Like you said, arguably the best free agent interior lineman in the NFL. This is coming off of Hondo mentioning that, he's probably one of the best defensive tackles in this free agency period. Yeah, I'm excited to see what happens. It is times like these where you do not know where you might end up. You do not know how the cards will fall, but I pray they fall on the shield. Love it. Love it. And once again, every player is going to say this. It has to make sense. What did Josh Jacobs say to me and Hammer at the Pro Bowl? Would love to come back, Graphk. Would love to come back, Hammer. It just has to make sense. Well, guess what happened? It didn't make sense. He left. So once again, this can this can happen. I mean, who's to say Pete Carroll and company want to bring this guy back? There's other guys out there in free agency that Pete Carroll has some ties to, former organization, and so on and so forth. But what do you think about the words that he put out there that he wants to be a Raider? He's saying everything right. And once again, he took a hometown discount this past year for a little bit of nothing, real talk, to go out there and play his ass off, especially with that whole D-line being injured all year long. He definitely deserves a new deal.
Yeah, he definitely does. The thing about it is the Raiders got to ask themselves two things, right? Like, one, how much latitude and autonomy are you going to give Patrick Graham? Yeah. Because, he played in this Patrick Graham system, right? So if they're going to get Patrick the groceries to cook the meal, I would expect for Adam Butler to be back. But then you got to start asking yourself also.
Rob Leonard as well, right?
Mm-hmm. Right? Because you forget about Rob Leonard, but he definitely is an integral part to this, right? But because Butler brings something special to our organization, bro. Yes. He's a mentor. He's a presence in the locker room. Yeah. He gets along with all of the guys. But that's just the part of it that makes sense, right? But then when you start talking about the financial part of it and you start talking about the football sabermetric kind of stuff right now, if the Raiders are at 6, right, if they address the quarterback issue early, like if they address it in free agency, now it's a situation where first round you're BPA now. You're BPA now. If they're out of the quarterback market and then they're infinite wisdom, they see that they're not going to take a quarterback in the first round, right? And they look at the other guys on the board as developmental 2 to 3 round guys, right? So now when you start talking about the best players on the board, now Mason Graham might be the best player on the board. Yeah. So you got to ask yourself, how do the Raiders view the defensive tackle and lineman positions? Because if you look at the metric of what the Eagles did and how they beat Kansas City and how we've beaten Kansas City, it's rushing 4 and dropping 7. Yeah. And with a guy like Mason Graham being available, do the Raiders feel like are we more reticent to give money to the rookie over Adam Butler?
I think they would rather go with the youth movement if there wasn't such a need for the quarterback position. You know what I'm saying? But once again, if those two guys are off the board, and once again, I'm hearing a lot about Jackson Dart. I got to keep it a buck here. Like he's starting to be, looks like he's targeted by the Jets. The Giants may have some interest with Jackson Dart, and from what I'm hearing, Tom Brady may want to bring a veteran in. You know what I mean? And we talked about Aaron Rodgers ad nauseum here, up to this point. But I don't know if you've seen this, but Bucky Brooks talked about this. And we're going to bring it all back full circle here, you guys, with Adam Butler. But he went on to say on Fox Sports, Tom Brady's affinity for a high-level quarterback could nudge the Raiders towards a fling with Rodgers as the team's quarterback 1. Despite his recent struggles, the veteran will provide some stability for an organization that desperately needs viable quarterback play to compete with heavyweights within the division. Rodgers' presence, poise, and production could help Pete Carroll jumpstart the team while searching for a long-term solution at the position. Also went on to say the Raiders need anyone under center, and they got loads of cap space to spend on potential upgrades up front and out wide. So I say this to say, right, Mason Graham makes a ton of sense, because at that point, let's just say that Jackson Dart doesn't go top 10. Maybe this is just all talk. And he's still available there in the latter part of the first, and you can package up some picks to move. I mean, look, if you bring in Aaron Rodgers, just look at this real quick, Wasted. Aaron Rodgers, 6'2", 223. Jackson Dart, 6'2", 225.
They're from a size perspective, the same player, right?
Yeah.
Now, from a ability perspective,
I mean, Jackson's a little mobile too. I mean, he's not Aaron Rodgers-esque early on in his career.
Jackson Dart, to me, the closest comp for Jackson Dart to me is Drake May. He's a less talented Drake May.
Okay.
His game is a lot similar. It's just Drake May's just a little bit better at a bunch of other things that he does. The thing is, for me though, dude, to me, Aaron Rodgers is nothing but right. It's the exact same scenario that Brady went into in Tampa. It's damn near identical, right? When you start talking about competent quarterback play, people act like Aaron Rodgers had a terrible year last year, right? He's 28-11. He had the same numbers as Josh Allen, and he won the league MVP. Yeah. And I'm gonna be honest with you, the Raiders are not as far away from competing as you guys think. Tom Brady, Pete Carroll, everybody. Now, I've said this in short videos. You guys know how I feel about this. Everybody's on the same timeline. You got a 73-year-old coach, a 42-year-old quarterback, right? A superstar who's chomping at the bit to win, and an owner who needs to win tomorrow. Yeah. all of their timelines line up, right? And then what you get with a guy like Aaron Rodgers, what you don't get with a younger guy, is you get an older player that will be willing to take less money to win.
Facts. And I'm gonna say this real quick. Aaron 6'2", 223. Shedeur Sanders 6'2", 215. So that's just all.
Yeah, that's a sandwich. That's a bad weekend to eat.
Put that to the universe. A sandwich. What we was talking about off screen.
Sandwich. Yeah, that's right, man. Sandwich.
Sandwich, man. Facts. Salute to Raider Jeff. Wasted. Where did you get that fitted from? Asking for a friend. Salute to the two goats of this Raiders content.
Bro, you know what's funny, Jeff, man? It was actually made especially for me. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm not trying to be fouling that. You know what I'm saying? But
this is such a fucking Jersey response. I can't stand you.
For me, man. Look,
Northeast as well. Always want to hide the sauce, bro.
Nah, bro. Look, man. Look, bro.
It's nasty work, man.
Look, it's not nasty work, bro. I'm just trying to tell you, man. That drip, the drip is exclusive, bro.
It's sold separately.
Listen. It's like, where you ever see this from, yo? You see, it's New York. I'm sorry. What do you want me to say? I'm sorry. What do you want me to do? I'm sorry.
Wu-Tang forever. Salute to Jeff, though. Appreciate you, brother. Real talk. But I have no issue, bringing back Adam Butler as long as the price tag is right. But I agree with you. It's going to be interesting to see. Free agency is first, you guys. We're literally, I think, less than a month away now from the free agency window to open up. And we're going to see if we look at Adam Butler to bring him back, because I think that, do you think that changes things? Let me ask you that. With the young Tyree Wilson still on this roster and still can play inside and out, do you look at, if we bring back Adam Butler, do you think Mason Graham is off the board for us?
Yeah, because, now you've kind of, see, the reason why I started looking towards the Mason Graham caveat is because I look at the people that are still under contract here.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah. So I can only deal, I know who we should resign, but I can only deal with who is signed. So now you have a gaping hole, on that in that positional group. Gaping hole, bang zoom. There we go. I'm just saying, but yo, in all seriousness though, I don't know, man, because even with Mason Graham, right? You could double down like the Eagles did.
Yeah.
You could double down like the Eagles.
We got Jordan Davis. We got, Jalen Carter.
You can double down.
Yeah.
Double down. And I'm telling you right now, I've been saying this for the longest. Graphk and I have been saying this. It's easier for you to build that kind of positional group than it is for you to draft the next Patrick Mahomes.
Yeah.
And I think a lot of teams get kind of sight blindness from trying to get that next dude.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I agree. And you know what? I'm going to say this because I see a lot of people, especially salute the number one in the building. He said, I'll take AR as long as it doesn't come with DA. You know what's funny? I think that this is the one time that Devontae is going to go a different direction. I do. I think he's going to go to another organization. He hears all the smoke about it's only Derek Carr, it's only Aaron Rodgers. I don't think they follow each other this time around. Would Devontae go back to the Raiders with a new regime in the building? Definitely. I think that he kind of thinks that relationship between him and the fan base is fractured, but he owns a home in Vegas. He still lives there. It would make a ton of sense for him to try to go back if Aaron was the guy. But I think that Devontae goes elsewhere. I think he may go to the Chargers. I think he may try to go home, to the Bay and play for the Niners. There's other options out there for Devontae. I don't think that this is going to be the year where Devontae says, I'm following Aaron wherever he goes. Now, maybe there's a situation where DC goes somewhere. Maybe he clicks back up with his guy. Fresno State, I don't know. But I think this is the offseason where they say, you know what? It's time to do something different.
Devontae going to go somewhere where he can win. He trying to win, bro. He can't follow these guys around. He got to go somewhere, even if he's not the number one guy, right?
Yeah.
The kind of guy that Devontae is, he's like, listen, as soon as I step in the building, I'm the number one guy. Yeah, I can say whatever I want and be humble, but he's going to go to a situation where he could be the cherry on top.
Well, the Chargers will be the number one guy.
Yeah, but the Chargers, he probably won't win there. You know what I'm saying? I think that Devontae Adams is in a situation where he going to want to win, bro. Like, look, I could see Devontae Adams going to the Eagles. And, I could see that happening if, A.J. Brown moves on. I could see
he's going to stay there. I don't think they move on.
He might not. A.J. Brown wasn't talking to Jalen Hurts for the longest, and it don't really seem like, the most important thing to A.J. Brown is winning.
I got two teams. I got two teams here. If Matthew Stafford sticks around in L.A., I could see him going to the Rams. and pairing up with Puka, being that number 2 option. Or I could see him go home to the Niners once they remove that Debo Samuel contract off the books. I can see him going out there. He's from East Palo Alto. I know he grew up a Raider fan, which would suck to see him play for the Niners. But once again, he's home. You know what I mean? So, and it sounds like he wants to be back West Coast, back home in California. So I can see those two being an option because McVay always finds a way to be competitive year in and year out. Yeah. You know what I mean? I could see him going to the Rams and being that 1-2 punch with Puka out there, or being a guy out there with Ayuk and Ryan Purcell, those young guys out there with the Niners, with Shanahan being a phenomenal offensive mind. I think wherever he goes, the quarterback needs to be in play, Brock Purdy or Matthew Stafford, and the offensive mind, the Shanahan, the McVay. I think wherever he goes needs to be the best place for him moving forward. And I think those two guys probably set the table for him to do so.
I hate to say this, and I don't want to put this in the end universe,
Chiefs.
but I will. Yeah, the Chiefs. The Chiefs really, the Chiefs just got the belt to ass in the Super Bowl, so they're going to try to come back and do something different. I think they're going to spin in a different manner, right? You got Pat Mahomes there. I can see that happening.
Hollywood's a free agent. Hollywood's a free agent. They're going to move on from him.
Yeah.
We'll see. But they got to free up some money. Mahomes has to restructure. They got to figure out what they're doing with that Kelsey deal. They have a shit ton of their own free agents on both sides of the football. They got to address. I don't know how he would go out there unless he took a super massive, hometown discount to go stick around. I mean, I don't mean hometown, but give him that kind of deal. Salute to Compton Bop. My pops B-days today. 85 years young, still driving, golfing, and watching the Raiders. Salute to Compton, man, and happy birthday to your pops. Thank you for sharing that with us, brother.
Salute.
Yeah, man, real talk. Salute to Compton Bop.
The K-Bop's pops, man.
Yeah, man. Salute to Rudy coming in here with that bullshit. Easy on wasted, Graphk. You've been holding out on that headband for years. You know what's funny, Rudy? I don't even know what the hell that shit is now.
Damn, that's crazy, bro.
I don't, bro. I don't. But just because Rudy said that, I'm going to go find it and I'm going to put it on Chloe.
That's Rudy. Fucked up, yo.
That's Hotep and Bill, bro.
That's foul, bro. How you gonna do our guy Rudy like that?
Salute to Greg.
With you?
My God, guys, can we please talk quarterbacks? I like Dart. Been watching the Raiders for 40 years. I think he's our guy. God bless the best podcast host. Go Raiders. Salute to you, Greg. That means a lot to us, brother. I'm gonna say this: we're not both we're not high on Jackson Dart like most, but I'm hearing. Was it the general manager from the Jets that just came out and said that he was really high on Jackson Dart?
They say he's not getting out of 7. He's going to be a top 7 pick, bro. Like that. Mm-hmm. Listen, bro, this happens every year. You guys know that quarterbacks get way too much of the praise, way too much of the blame, and they get overdrafted and they get way too much of the money. In a year like this, you will have people falling in love with Jackson Dart because when you bring him back to the pack, he's the mid chick who looks hot, a bunch of ugly chicks.
Yep.
That's what he is at this
point.
And they're going to overinflate all of his good attributes, and they're going to put on blinders to all the bad things he does.
Yeah. But I'll say this. I think that if they do bring Jackson Dart in, they're going to have to still go get a veteran and sit him and allow him to develop under Aaron Glenn and company. I don't think they want to throw him into the fire year one. That's what the Jets, every time they do this, they destroy these young kids.
If he's a top 10 pick, the Jets will jet it out. And see, this is the problem, right? If Aaron Glenn has total autonomy, he'll sit. Yeah. But if he goes to the Jets with Woody Johnson being the owner, Woody Johnson is the problem, bro. That's the thing. Everybody, when we talk about getting back to Aaron Rodgers, right? Right, blames Aaron Rodgers, right? But then Aaron Rodgers goes up to the owner ingratiates himself to Aaron Rodgers, kisses Aaron Rodgers' ass, right? Does whatever he wants. And then when it didn't work out, then he blames him.
Yeah.
Instead of him being the owner and say, hey, man, we brought you here. Go deal with the coach and the GM. Get the fuck out of my office. Yep. I'm the owner. You don't talk to me.
Hey, real quick, you guys, look at this. Aaron Rodgers last year, 3,900 yards in the year. Patrick Mahomes, 3,900 yards in the year. Aaron Rodgers, 28 touchdowns. Patrick Mahomes, 26 touchdowns. Aaron Rodgers, 11 picks. Patrick Mahomes, 11 picks. Aaron, a QBR of 48. Patrick Mahomes, a better QBR at 67.6. So when people say that Aaron is washed, and remember this, terrible O-line. The ground attack could not get rolling, right? They got Devontae pretty much at the end of the season. They couldn't get that dynamic with him and Garrett Wilson going, all season long. Just look at those numbers. Look at those numbers, and you just think this is at 40 plus years old. The guy is not washed at all. He went out there, and yeah, it's a down year for his standards, but he is very comparable to Patrick Mahomes. Damn near even a better year outside of Mahomes going.
Bro, and the crazy thing is this, right? Everybody
facts,
he's a franchise killer. I want my franchise to be killed in the way that he killed the Packers. I want to be in the Super Bowl and in the NFC Championship game every other year. That's what I want.
You know what's funny? I watched his Netflix special the other day. Watched every episode. Binge watched it. I got a newfound respect for Aaron Rodgers. I do. I like that he's kind of an eclectic. He thinks outside the box, and he loves the game. Wasted. He definitely loves football.
He does.
And he reminds me mentally like Kobe, where a lot of people may not like him because of how competitive he is. You know what I'm saying? But I like that. Like at this point too in the game, it's late in the game. He knows who he is. If he goes into a situation, this isn't him and Jordan Love. This isn't the Brett Favre. I'm not getting paid to teach Aaron Rodgers. At this point, Aaron knows if I'm coming in for a year or two, I'm here to develop whatever guy is behind me.
But what's really developing somebody? Like when you talk about being developed behind somebody, it doesn't mean that they have to like walk you around and hold your hand and show you everything. Sometimes being in a building with greatness is what could propel you to greatness. I made this juxtaposition and this example last night on my show when I spoke about Steve Young and Joe Montana. Joe Montana didn't mentor him.
No.
Brett Favre didn't mentor Aaron Rodgers, but Aaron Rodgers got to see what greatness looks like. He got to see what it took for Brett to be great.
Yep.
He saw where the bar is. That helps.
Yeah.
Trust me, it helps. So you don't need that guy to walk you and say, hey, man, look, you got to do this and this and that. Yo, if you're smart and you actually have the prerequisite talent and the ability to ascend to that level, you can learn by watching.
Yeah, facts. Salute to everybody here in the building real quick. Also, once again, let's pay some bills. Salute to our proud sponsors over at BetUS. You guys, this live stream is powered by BetUS. Head over there and get 150% bonus on your first deposit.
And get 125% bonus on your next two deposits up to $2,000 using code 1.
YouTube 150, fastest payouts in the industry, you guys. If you are a bettor, nobody does it better than BetUS. Head over there, man, and tell them Shield Moore sent you. Salute to the Mokes. I don't want Ron. If we get him, I'm going to turn into John from Tennessee, what he calls Sway. Salute to the Mokes. Hey, TN08, and he just interviewed with Jacksonville, right? I believe. He said, I see John Robinson coming here, Bucs/Patriots guy. Okay. And I know they haven't hired their GM yet, but he was a part of those second interviews, I believe. And he interviewed, I believe, four days ago. Could be wrong. Don't quote me on that. But interesting, TN08.
But bro, the crazy thing to me is that, and no disrespect to my guy, the Mokes, right? But you're the same guy who say AOC for MVP, and you don't want Aaron Rodgers. Like, where's the logic in that stuff, bro? Like, a lot of you guys, everybody that we mentioned at quarterback is dumpster juice, except Patrick Mahomes. Yeah. Who do y'all want to be under quarterback?
You know what's funny?
Y'all want it to be Joe Burrow?
I don't want to look like a guy that flip-flops. I put a video up on, salute to our proud sponsors over at BetUS. I put a short up on Instagram not too long ago, and I was just like, the option of him coming, no, because I still have this feeling that we can get one of those top two guys in this draft. Real talk. But I have to be honest here. Looking at the options, my stance is low-key changed. You're looking at Sam Darnold, which it looks like Minnesota's moving on. It looks like J.J. McCarthy is probably going to be the guy moving forward. But do you want to pay him a shit ton of money? I'd rather bring in Aaron Rodgers than pay Sam Darnold north of $30 million, $40 million a season.
Sign up for $30 though.
$30, sure. You know what I'm saying? But I mean, for $30, shit, bring in Daniel Jones. But nah, I'm just saying, like, I was off that Aaron Rodgers train. I don't want anything to do with him. But if he comes in and he understands, and this is also all before Spy Tech, before we figured out Tom Brady was going to be, how involved he was going to be within this process. And him and Tom are close. Yeah. They have that competitive nature, but they're also very close, very tight-knit. They respect each other. I think if he was to go to the Raiders, Tom would be the one to operate, with Aaron, and Aaron would be bought in with what we got going on, especially with Pete Carroll in the building.
Of course, bro. See, this is the thing with Aaron Rodgers, right? I heard a woman say this to me, and I've heard a famous woman say this too, but I've heard a woman say this a long time ago. you can't tell me what to do if you can't tell me what to do.
Oh,
right. You know what I'm saying? You
I
can't
know
tell
exactly.
me. Look. You know what I'm saying? And that's the thing about Aaron Rodgers. You can't tell a great Hall of Fame quarterback what to do if you ain't freaking qualified to tell him what to do. That's the thing. But the thing is, in this building, you have somebody who has a trophy case 10 times better and more accomplished than him. Right? You have a coach that is going to the mountaintop at every level of football. So it's a different dynamic here with the Raiders. And I'm going to tell you why Aaron Rodgers makes sense for us. Cali guy, right? Bay Area guy, right? Also, Aaron Rodgers, you don't have to give any draft compensation up for.
Nope.
He's going to be a free agent. He is told he's going to walk. Now, with Matthew Stafford, there's a little different dynamic because I know right now, pre-June 1st, it'll be a $35 million cap hit, like 40-something million. I forget what it was. I did a video.
Nasty work. Yeah, it's nasty.
Nasty work. But I think after, if I'm looking wrong on Spot Track Graph, let me pull it up. And I can't really understand it. But they're saying it'll be 330,000 or something like that post June 1st this year. But I don't know what the ramifications will be down the line, right?
Yeah.
So are we going to wait all the way to June to sign our quarterback?
Yeah.
Chances are no.
Well, let me say this. When free agency, when that period opens up, we can sign Aaron Rodgers. So like he's
not Aaron Rodgers. I'm talking about
Matthew Stafford. Okay, got you.
Matthew Stafford. So that's the reason why, like, if all things are being equal, right? Stafford's 37 years old. He looks a little closer to his prime than Aaron Rodgers is to his.
Mm-hmm.
All things being equal, I would probably take Stafford, right? But things are not congruent here. Aaron Rodgers is free. He doesn't have a team with his bird rights. He doesn't have a humongous contract either.
Yeah, and you don't have to part ways with potentially another third-round pick or even a second-round pick for a guy that who every year, well, Aaron does too, but you have to question, is he going to come back? So on and so forth. These past few seasons has been, is Matthew Stafford coming back? Is he coming back? You know what I mean?
What does Matthew Stafford bring along with him? His wife, Kelly, is a colossal pain in the ass with her podcast for the organization for the Rams. And that's one of the reasons why the Rams are trying to move on from him. They are tired of it. And I heard that from Colin Cowherd and a few other people. The Rams front office is tired of his wife motherfucking the moves that they make.
Yeah.
So that's a problem, right? And then so you talk about bringing drama. To me, setting a high bar is not drama.
Yeah.
Wanting to win ain't drama. And the thing is, who controls more of that than the guy that's at the line of scrimmage and touches the football more than anybody on the field? It's a little different. See, like when you guys talk about Devontae, I think what people are doing is they're conflating Devontae Adams and Aaron Rodgers and melding them together.
Yeah.
Devontae Adams is a guy who forced his way into a situation, right? And blew it up. He did that. Aaron Rodgers went to the best free agent situation for him. He went there. He got hurt. It sucks, but he did. Yeah. And he comes into the building. He has a defensive head coach when he's used to having an offensive head coach. That is a green head coach that don't know what he's doing.
Yep.
And madness ensued. That's the way I see it. I don't see him as no coach killer. I see him as a guy that, at the end in Green Bay with LaFleur, you got a guy in LaFleur. LaFleur is 45 or some shit like that. He's 3 years older than Aaron. They're peers.
Yeah. No, definitely. And they won a ton of games out there. They've been to a NFC championships together. They were the number 1 seed together. But also he understood during that COVID year when they took, Jordan Love, they knew what time it was. He knew what time it was. I mean, he was Jordan Love essentially in Green Bay. So he knew his time was up, and it is what it is. But I don't think that Aaron would be as much as a distraction that we think he would be. You know what I mean? I really don't at this point in his career. Salute to Damon. Thoughts on Fields? We've talked about this a ton. Look, this would be one of my favorite options in free agency because, once again, he's still really young. He's only 25 years old. He'll be 26 in March. Right when that window opens, that period, he ends up being 26 years old. Last year, he played in 6 games? I think, was it 6 games?
Yeah, he was 6 games. And he played well for Pittsburgh.
4-2, 5 touchdowns, 1 pick, 1,100 yards in the year. He also damn near ran for 300 yards. He had 5 touchdowns. He had 1 pick. This is a guy I would definitely take a look at because I love what he can look like in Chip's system. I think he'd be fun in that system. So I'm high on Justin Fields.
I don't know about that, bro, because the one problem that he has a problem, with accuracy. The one thing, Chip does like
can't read a defense either. Yeah. Can't read a defense.
Yeah. Chip Kelly, no. Like, bro, look, the one thing that I get tired of with us is that, and this is the one thing, and it's the reason why I think the Aaron Rodgers thing might be a possibility, right? Because with the Raiders, if we were in the top 3 or 4, I'm like, definitely draft your quarterback, right? But let's say the first 2 picks, people give up a king's ransom, which I don't think the Raiders are there to do that yet, right? And they don't draft Ward or Sanders. And really, I'm kind of like, I'd be happy with Cam Ward if he fell to us, but I like Shedeur better.
I don't see Cam being an option for us. I just don't.
I don't either. I like Shedeur Sanders, right? He's the only person that if the Raiders said, hey, man, take this pick and that pick, and they went up and they got him, I'd be okay with it.
Yeah.
Right? Because I know the thing with Shedeur is that he might not have the ceiling as some of these other guys, but he definitely has a higher floor than a lot of people.
Yeah.
Shedeur Sanders at the very minimum will be Dak Prescott. At the minimum.
On a rookie deal.
At the minimum, he would be Dak Prescott at the
on
minimum.
A rookie deal with a 5th-year option.
I will venture to say that Shedeur Sanders can be at the level or beyond the level of a Bo Nix kind of a guy that you can win with, right? But this is the thing. I'm looking at it from this prism. We don't get our quarterback, right? So now I don't want us to reach on somebody and hope they can get it done. The thing with Aaron Rodgers is I know he can get it done.
Yeah.
I know he can get it done. I know Pete Carroll can get it done. I know this. That's the thing that I want to lean into. Bring in I know can get it done.
If you bring in A-Rod, you can. We have to do it regardless. We got to add to that offensive line. If you could block up front and add a running back or 2 in this year's draft, if you give a guy like Aaron Rodgers a run game, a ground game, and some blockers up front, I think Aaron can have a pretty good season. I mean, look what he did with a terrible O-line in a non-existent ground game out there. They struggled to run the football with the Jets. That offense struggled as a whole. You know what I mean? Like, I'm just saying, I think Aaron can get it done. And Ty, you should get unceremoniously blizzocked for mentioning that guy in the chat. I can't stand you, but I love you, Ty.
Ty.
Salute to John Jones in the building with a $10 holler. Would you guys? No.
Trey Lance has never shown that he can get it done on any real level. Trey Lance, everybody forgets when he was in North Dakota, he didn't play his senior year.
He didn't play a lot of football.
He has not played a lot of football. Yeah. This guy is the legend that never was.
Cooper Rush beat him out.
Cooper effing Rush.
Cooper Rush beat him out.
Come on, dog. Brock Purdy beat that man out. The F up out of here with that.
Purdy's been a pretty good football player.
He's been serviceable, bro. But the thing is that so you can't, there's no excuse for that kid. He had an offensive guru and every weapon known to man in San Francisco.
Oh, yeah.
Get the F up out of here. He's terrible.
Salute to Hug, Gifting 5, OLV Raiders Network membership. Salute to my brother in the GOAT himself. Salute to all the new Green Dot Gang in the building because of our brother Hug. Hit those links up top, you guys. It definitely helps us out. Become members. We got a lot going on this off season. A lot of pre-recorded stuff, and we're gonna have some other outlets for our members here soon. Me and Waste have been plotting off screen. We're going to have a lot going on. So we appreciate all our members in the building, man. Salute to Mutation. Speaking of members, people also forget that Rodgers and the Jets had Todd fucking Downing calling up. And Wasted just touched on that just a second ago. Facts. And we know firsthand, Mutation, about Todd Downing, right? We went from 2016 to having one of the most explosive offenses in football to 2017 where we were just a shell of our old selves with Todd Downing taking over, out there in Oakland. Nasty work. Salute to Mutation. This is facts. Salute to James. Bringing in Darnold for 40 would kill my morale. I think it would kill most people's morale. I don't see it after 1 year of production. I don't want to pay. And mind you, I know the price tag is going up year in and year out with quarterbacks regardless. I mean, they're saying Brock may get paid 60 plus Purdy. So I understand that, 40 piece for first-time Pro Bowler, 27 years old.
I got a hot take for you.
Okay.
I would rather overdraft Jackson Dart than bring in Sam Darnold. And I'm going to tell you why, man. Because
I'm with you on that. I don't think that's a hot take at all.
Bro, because first of all, you're more invested in a free agent quarterback. When you get it wrong with a free agent quarterback, that is more of a death blow than going and overdrafting somebody, because the contractual value, right? The fact that you have the currency of hope after that.
Yeah.
You have the currency of hope. When you have Sam Darnold, that doesn't do well with the Raiders, you know what you have? You have nothing. You have a blue chip stock that is plummeted to a penny stock. Because the thing is, the narrative around the league is that it's Kevin O'Connell, that system, that offense. He's only a system guy. He's a bum. Get him out of here. You couldn't get rid of Sam Darnold for a 4th rounder. When you draft somebody in the 1st round that's no good, you can at least get a 2 or 3, and you can get him out of here if it's not working out. Because you got the currency of hope at that point.
Yeah.
Would have got Sam Darnold, bro. You got to look at it. He has the best tandem of wide receivers in the league.
Yeah,
Jefferson and Addison.
Yeah,
right. He's got T.J. Hawkinson.
Hawkinson came back in the game, but he definitely
got Aaron Jones. Mm-hmm. He's got one of the better offensive lines in football, and to me, the best play caller from a quarterback perspective, north of Kyle Shanahan. Kevin O'Connell is phenomenal, dog.
He's in that McVay Shanahan.
Yeah, it's the same. It's the same deal, right? Yeah. But when you look at that, look at what Kevin O'Connell was able to do with a really mid and pedestrian Kirk Cousins. I'm gonna tell you something. I'll never forget this, yo. I was in Florida on vacation. And my girls were national championship the cheer, and I'm just like trying to get away from the crowd. And I go up in the room, and the diabolical twin himself. Soon as I sit down, I'm watching the Jets versus the Vikings at the end of a season one year, and the diabolical twin Graphk. Hey, you're wasted.
I'm in Sacramento.
Yeah, he in Sac. I'm down in Florida.
Yeah,
he called me. He like, you're wasted, man. He like, you watching this Jet Viking game? I said, hell yeah. He was like, is it me? And I'm like, yo, it's Kirk Cousins fucking ass. And we was like, yo, Derek Carr is better than this fucking guy. He's terrible. Terrible. I don't see how he's winning all these games.
Yeah.
Kevin O'Connell made Kirk high stakes Cousins.
Hold on. And who did he have in Washington?
Bro, who we talking about? Kevin O'Connell?
No, who did Kirk Cousins have in Washington?
Yeah, Kyle Shanahan. Yeah, Kyle Shanahan. Yeah.
He owes his entire career to Shanahan, Kevin O'Connell and company. They have made this man the richest. He is the finesse god. The finesse god, bro.
Coach Chains.
Yeah. He's like the NFL Chandler Parsons.
Yo, Chandler Parsons is sitting somewhere on Blueberry Hill next to Jeff Bezos, all the money that guy made for being mid.
Yeah. Hey, wait. This one's for you. Read this one.
Wasted with the East Coast bars. Sound like Sean Price. I don't know about you, but I'm well-known, Holmes, and I don't know about you. Bars, you stupid, yo.
Salute to Sean Price, man. Salute to S. Dot. Salute to Brandon. Tampering season. Salute to the Jersey King himself, our brother, Brandon. Once again, you guys, if y'all get an opportunity, man, go follow our guy on social media, Instagram, Twitter. He has a phenomenal auction where he sells off Raider jerseys, NFL, baseball, football, whatever you want. Go support one of our own over there. We're going to be definitely doing some giveaways here soon. Once Brandon hits me up, Brandon, it's on you moving forward, man. Salute to him.
That's what it is, yo.
You know what I mean? So y'all are for A-Rod coming in at this point? At this point, I am. Instead of overpaying a Sam Darnold, look, if you go get an Aaron, as long as you draft a quarterback in the first 2 rounds, which I think we will, I'm okay with that. I'm okay. If you're bringing in Aaron, which I don't think these guys are slow to think that he's going to be the guy of the future because he probably has a year left, in his career. But I'm okay with him coming in rather than paying the likes of a Sam Darnold or one of these guys a shit ton of money because of 1 year production. So yes,
I don't know why everybody's shocked. One, getting Sam Darnold right is more of a risk than drafting any of the 3 top quarterbacks in this draft. I agree. Because what I've seen more from Sam Darnold is him play bad.
Yeah,
I've seen more bad from him than good.
And this is coming from a guy that was saying the Raiders should have signed Sam Darnold last year.
Yeah, this is coming from a guy. I like Sam Darnold. I think he has a lot of talent.
Me too.
I'm not willing to see when I talk about taking a flyer on guys. You gotta like kind of contextualize what I'm saying, right? It is dollar cost average.
Yeah.
Am I gonna go and pay Aaron Rodgers the kind of money he got paid in Green Bay?
I'm paying Sam Darnold Gardner Minshew money.
Yeah, this is what I'm saying. So it's dollar cost average. When you start talking about paying Sam Darnold the kind of money that some of the top guys in this league are making for 1 good year, that's terrible. Mm-hmm. With Aaron Rodgers, what you have is if the contract is bad, if nothing else, he'll age out of it.
Yeah,
because he probably only got 2 more years left.
Tops.
So So going under center this year, you have the best quarterback that has been in this building since Rich Gannon, bar none.
Yep, easy.
You got the first quarterback that is went under center for the Raiders that has won a Super Bowl ring since Jeff Hostetler.
Yeah, they also reportedly wanted to be here a few years ago before Josh McDaniels decided to not go that route. So, hey, we shall see. Salute to Hug for the first time in 2 decades. I'm just trusting the process. I'm liable to kick fat kids at Walmart stressing over this quarterback carousel. Hug,
kick fat kids. Hug, you were once a fat kid. You got to stop doing that to you.
Hey, that man get in the gym for 2.5 days, bro, and he want to start calling out.
Call me fat, you applesauce jaw motherfucker.
Yeah, you motherfucker. Pillowcase filled up with mashed potato body having ass.
Truffle shuffle as we speak. Talking that
bag body having ass.
Oh, fuck. God damn, man, motherfucker like a stuffed salmon.
Salute to our brother Hug. That boy is feeling himself. And I hear you, King. Salute to Stubbs. Rookie over mid free agents. Let's build for real. Studs up, man. Salute to my guy Stubbs, 204 in the building. Salute to Ty. How about Cooper Rush? No. We're just naming anybody now, Ty. We're just naming anybody.
Yeah,
now.
I mean, this guy, like, you know
what? Names with Dallas, but I mean, no.
Ty, how about this, man? How about we go get Tommy DeVito? How about we do that? Why don't we, while we're at it, right? Let's not get Tommy DeVito. Let's go make a call and see if Matthew Schaub is washing cars at a car wash and bring him back to the Raiders. How about we do
Matt Flynn.
Yo, Schaub and Flynn was here. Let's do them both. Let's bring them back.
Hey, one of them has, Hey, one of them has a connection to Pete Carroll.
Yeah, Matt Flynn. High stakes.
Salute to Heat Check. Let's say you gotta wash your mouth out with soap and all kind of shit after this live, bro.
Okay, it is crazy right now.
Yo, let's say A-Rod comes in, pause. No chance of Tay coming back around. I don't think so, Heat Check. Me personally, I think that ship has sailed. I don't think the Raiders are going to go back into that direction. But anything can happen. We've seen reunions in the NFL. We've seen guys, come back to their teams we never thought would ever happen in life. I'm just saying, if I'm a betting man, no. I don't think there's any chance that Devontae ends back up out here after leaving the way he left.
Yeah, and I think Tay is probably going to hitch his wagon to a young superstar quarterback.
Hey, Buffalo's a team, and if they can free up some money, they don't really have a ton of money. You know what I mean? But if they can free up some bread, maybe Devontae goes out there with Josh Allen. That'd be interesting. They need a number one. Salute to Brandon, Jersey King, Curtis, our dog, gifting 10 OLV. Raiders Network memberships. Once again, you guys, salute to everybody, all the new Green Dot Get Off My Lawn gang. If you guys want to, and you missed out on these, hit both the links up top. If you guys want to become members of the channels, once again, it truly helps us out, especially in the off season. So salute to all the new members. Jersey King, my brother, appreciate you, man. Salute to Rosetown, Hunter, Carter, Ward, Campbell, Graham. We get Sanders at 6. So we got Hunter going number 1 to Tennessee, Carter going number 2 to Cleveland, Ward going to the Giants at 4, Campbell going to the Patriots at 4, right? Graham going 5 to Jacksonville. Is that what he got? And then Shador at 6. Hey, if it felt like that, I would be ecstatic.
Yo, listen, man, we'll be ecstatic because we didn't have to go nowhere to get him, right? Let's just hope they fucking take him.
Yeah,
that'd be the thing with the Raiders. Like, bro, when Jalen Carter, we came up with all the gematria, we didn't think there was no way he was gonna follow us, and he fell past us. He fell past us, bro. And it's happened a few times, bro. Ed Oliver. Oh man, you like I don't look. You starting to trigger my radio PTSD, Graphk.
You triggering your own shit, bro.
You.
Salute to Ty. F Tommy. Let's get Danny DeVito.
Listen, man. He Jersey, 100%.
Hey,
Jersey,
nice little shortstop in Vegas. Hey, I'm with it. Salute to Jose. What's up, my guys? Just finished getting it in. Can't wait for Pete and Spy Tech to get this ball rolling. Bring in T. Higgins. It looks like they're about to put the franchise tag on Higgins, and they're trying to work a contract out for the future with him. So I think Higgins is about to be off the table here in a second, you guys. All the reports and rumblings and rumors today is about T. Higgins being on that franchise tag and them trying to figure it out. So,
bro, Graphk, look, I know, you're taking the show in another direction. I have to do this like what. Bro, I shouldn't even be reading the chat. Bro, I had a man in the chat, Nation Zone, that's my guy, said that he'd rather have Jameis Winston than Aaron Rodgers. Bro, has losing this long affected y'all fucking brains, bro. Why on earth would you want to have Jameis Winston over Aaron freaking Rodgers? Like, really? What do y'all value? Do y'all value the resume of a quarterback? Do y'all value talent? Like, what are y'all looking at? Like for real, like, what are y'all looking at? Do y'all want Jameis Winston to give you one of them corny ass speeches? Talking about eating a W and all that shit? Get that F up out of here with that crap.
Salute to Rig. Hey, don't even ask him about that Wu-Tang hat. He a greedy ass motherfucker. He's not gonna tell you anything.
Bro, that's
Rig,
not it, bro.
It's 101, Rig. That's what he's gonna tell you.
Bro,
He's trying.
I don't know. It was given to me, bro. I don't know. It was given to me. It was given. Listen, bro. Listen. You know I'm flyer than most, bro. But like, yo, if I had the connect, I would tell you it was given to me. It was a gift. I don't know.
All right.
I gotta ask.
Real quick, salute to everybody here in the building. Wipe them feet, y'all. Hit them thumbs up. You guys are not subscribed yet. What are y'all waiting on? Make sure you hit that subscribe button on both channels. We got about 8 minutes left before I got to get out of here. Real quick, I want your opinion. Something kind of hit the nation yesterday, and this can get a little delicate, all right? We don't want the chat going crazy or nothing like that. But, you know, I know you got an opportunity to see the news that dropped yesterday about a former Raider, right? Mm-hmm. Richie Incognito. There were reports that dropped about all that bullying from Jonathan Martin in Miami ended up being false, and that he came out and said it was never bullying. And then Richie went on a tangent online, like I told you, started tagging all media outlets and all that other stuff. I want your opinion on this because I felt for Richie, right? I even say, yo, a lot of these media outlets owe you some apologies. He even, shared my stuff on Instagram, hit like on the stuff on Twitter, but I got to keep it a buck here. I didn't remember about that voicemail that went out, right? And it hit Twitter, and he said some racial stuff. I don't know if it was him. Look, allegedly, okay? I don't know what it was or if it's true or not, but I'm going to say this. That was a nasty, nasty voicemail, right? So you kind of have to look at this situation as, damn, man, it's fucked up because he was judged for so long for being this so-called bully. But then you look at it from the other spectrum of, but that voicemail exists, Wasted. I mean, how do you look at this situation? And I rock with Richie. Like I said, I don't know if this voicemail is real. These days, there's just so much. I don't know what's going on. I know this happened a while ago. I don't know what's true, what's not. But all I'm saying is this. How do you feel about this situation? Because I feel like a lot of these platforms and Mike Florio and all these guys, they just continue to double up on what they thought initially. They were saying, his mom had every right and blah, blah, blah. Richie was going back and forth with Pro Football Talk on Twitter and all that other stuff. I mean, how do you feel about this?
I feel like, life is a complicated walk.
Yes.
Right? There's right, there's wrong, and there's a whole lot of gray. Now, when you talk about a 300 and plus something pound man getting bullied by another 300 something pound plus man, I think there's some guardrails there with that. When you're in the business of professional football, the whole purpose of professional football is you taking your will and exerting it on another man. That's really what it's about. At the root of it all, it's about strength. I don't like the lowering of the bar when it comes to men being responsible for their self.
Yeah.
Like, that is part of being a man, no matter how young you are. It gets to a point where you get tested at any point in life. And some people lay down, some people get down. In the National Football League, if you don't get down, then that means you ain't going to be in the league very long, right? And I think a part of Jonathan Martin is the fact that and you can see how his career went, he really didn't like the game. He wasn't cut out for the game. He wasn't cut out for that locker room talk. No. Now, there's another piece of this, right?
You also went from a situation in Stanford, right, where it's an upscale.
Yeah, but it's still a locker room, right?
No, it is. But I'm just saying, to go from there to Miami definitely is a culture shock.
So the difference is this, right? Then you have humor, right? You have some people who have dark humor, right? You have some people who say some insensitive things because it stays within the confine of the locker room, right? And I think there's a piece of this where sometimes there's too much coverage on these teams because the stuff that went on between them should have been some shit that stayed in the locker room. But this is the thing that I have a problem with. And I have a problem with Richie Incognito for this. Some things we do behind closed doors are the things that you don't want to see in public. There's certain things that I might say behind closed doors that I don't want to see said that I said in public. Yes. We all have things that we say and that we say to our friends and things like that, right? Mm-hmm. But you got to understand something. Once those things get out, you got to own up to it.
Yeah.
You were the one dropping the N-bomb indiscriminately, Richie Incognito. Mm-hmm. You were the one making fun of Asian people and stuff like that worked for the organization and tying a headband on and offending those people.
And I love Richie. And you're hitting this one out the park. But people were bringing up that voicemail, and he kept skipping over that tweet.
He kept skipping over, and this is my thing, right? Don't try to act like you have no part in the way that you've been framed.
Yeah.
In the media, bro. Yo, own up to that. Yeah. Now, so when you talk about the Jonathan Martin thing, I'm not conflating the two issues. But when you start talking about some of the things that he did around the organization, you might have some people that's comfortable with that. His teammates might be comfortable with that. Mm-hmm. God bless them. But there ain't nothing wrong with the general public not being comfortable with it. And I'm not comfortable with it. And I'm going to be honest with you, bro.
Yeah.
When Graphk set up an interview with Richie Incognito, if he were to bring me on that interview, I'm gonna let him be known. Mm-hmm. I don't like shit like that. Yeah. That's me, right? Because I'm uncomfortable with that.
Yeah.
I don't like when people bring those kind of tropes into sport. Mm-hmm. Sport is sport. The locker room is the locker room. And the way I carry myself is that I don't say things and conduct myself in a way where I have to walk anything back that I say in private in public.
Yeah. Talk.
So some of your teammates might be okay with it, but you might have you have the one, and the media loves doing that. They'll take that one black teammate that's okay with the shit he does, but he might have 15 black teammates who don't like that shit.
Yeah.
And don't fuck with it.
Facts.
So I don't want to hear that shit. And football is the ultimate sport of mercenaries. A lot of these guys will play next to the worst person on earth if they'll help them win.
You know what? And I agree. And I think this, if Jonathan Martin is taking ownership after all these years and saying it wasn't bullying, I think that Richie needs to take ownership with that voicemail. If that's what he said, if that's what came out of his mouth, he needs to take ownership of that. And then you both can move on. I understand, Richie, you lost a ton of money because of that situation. I understand that you lost a lot of relationships, but also there was a part that you played in this situation. And there was some nasty shit said.
Own up to it, be a man and be like, yo, man, look, this was a different time. I didn't think it was going to get out. We used to play like that. But if I offended y'all, we fuck around like that in the locker room. It got out. Y'all shouldn't have seen that.
And not even that. It's just, if that is real, once again, that message was worse than bullying, bro. Like, it was some racist bullshit, and it was also bullying. So it's a confusing situation.
Everybody, I hate how people do antagonistic things. And then when it comes back to them now, I'm vindicated. You're not vindicated, bro. What you're vindicated from is the fact that, there's certain shit that happens in the locker room that should never got out, and that they shouldn't have made a big deal about. But when you start talking about the other parts of it, people should have a problem with that. And I don't give a shit what nobody said.
Salute to Richie. Salute to Jonathan Martin. I hope that Richie comes out, takes ownership of that voicemail, if that is him, and we can move on from this situation. And if Richie still wants to pull up on a platform, we could definitely have him come on and come talk his shit. Also, I still have a voicemail from Richie as well, you guys. I don't know if you want to hear this, but I have a voicemail from Richie. And
that shit got the grab.
Yeah, he called me one day and he just snored. He just sent me a message and he just snored for like 40 minutes. And it was uncomfortable to listen to. So he didn't call me any racial slurs, but he just snored for about an hour.
And bro, this is a conversation that could be had, bro.
Not my guy like that.
I'm not one of these people. I'm not a snowflake, right? I understand that life's complicated. I understand some of my guys that I talk to say shit, and it's like, not to bring Stu. Stu says some shit that I don't like.
Yeah,
a lot of shit that I don't
like.
And
what do we say behind the scenes too?
And behind the scenes, I press him on it. I don't like that shit, bro. Mm-hmm. Like, I don't play like that. I don't know everybody else, but I don't fuck around like that. Now, but this is the difference, right? There's certain people that will sit up here and get upset because you know what I'm saying? You don't fuck with everything somebody does.
Yeah.
I'm not saying he's the worst guy on earth. I'm not saying he doesn't deserve a reprieve or a chance to explain himself. But the thing is, the starting point is showing some contrition.
Yep. Hold on. What was that word?
The wasted word of the day, contrition.
Contrition. There we go. Salute to Heat Check. Let's go get Godwin and run it. Salute to my guy. Heat checking the building. Free agent John Spytek guy. Can definitely see that happening. Just the injury scared me a little bit. I would love for him to get Jameis Winston and go get Rodgers and Madden. I would tear his ass up. Pause with that bum talk. Salute to my guy S. Dot. Salute to 2-4. It's never a show unless Wasted is on his soapbox. Talk. It's shit 2-4. Salute to my guy. Salute to Rodgers. I sent a super chat earlier, but have to go to bed. Thanks for the drama. That's the nation. Love from UK. Amazing channel. Thanks for that content, lads. Salute to my guy Rodgers on the $5 holla. Salute to M85. Nick Westbrook. What is that? A kind wide receiver, free agent. I'm not even acting like I know who that is, bro. I guess I got some homework to do. Salute to M85. Jorge, the media will always be our enemy. Spread lies and start controversy.
Yeah, but how are they our enemy? Richie Incognito don't play for the Raiders now. This happened on the Dolphins. We just speaking on the situation, right?
I did see a tweet he put out there that was funny, and he deleted it immediately because Richie's been a part of the Raiders now. He's been out there, some of the alumni stuff, and he's definitely behind the scenes trying to help the Raiders, with the offensive line. He was out. We've seen it publicly. He was out there last season, right?
Yeah.
The thing is this. He put a tweet out, Jorge, about Joe Philbin. He said he was too soft to. I forgot. I forgot what the actual. I don't want to not say it verbatim, but he said something along the lines of he was too soft to address the situation. Joe Philbin was the head coach back then, and he basically, in a nutshell, Joe didn't go to bat for Richie Incognito. I think Richie realized, oh shit, Philbin's a part of this Raiders organization still. He's helping at some capacity on the offensive side of the ball as the senior advisor. Let me delete this tweet before it gets out there and gets to moving and shaking.
But bro, you know what I don't like about that ideology is that when you do something, right, stand on your shit. Why do you need somebody to go to bat for you?
Yeah.
If you're truly okay with your actions and you're okay and you sign off on what you said and what you did, then why do you need anybody to take your effing back? You don't need nobody to take your back if it's something that you know that you don't need to hide behind. Why you got to hide behind the organization? Come out like a man and be like, yo, I fucked up.
Yeah.
My bad.
Yeah.
Now, as far as the whole me bullying this dude, I thought he was my young homie. I was trying to bring him up the tough way because that's what we do.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, yo, look, I'm going to be honest with you. Like, with us, right? When you talk about Shilmore, you talk about Graphk Radio, you talk about Wasted Talent, Hammer, Mike, all of them, right? The thing about like Andy, B, all of us, the thing about all of us is that at all of this, right? Graphk and I are older than everybody, right? Graphk and I are older than everybody, right? Mike got kids and shit. You know what I'm saying? So Mike is like he started his life young, right? But Graphk and I are like, we're the oldest. We've been through a lot. We've seen a lot. We've done mad shit before when they was walking around. And I say this to Graphk all the time. I be fucking around with him all the time. I was like, bro, you was playing with GoBots. I was driving and fucking.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? I say that shit all the time, but we the oldest. So sometimes, it gets like, we'll bust Hammer's chops.
Yeah.
We'll be like, oh, man, you know what I'm saying? And that's not bullying. That's us bringing our young homie up with us.
Yeah.
Sometimes me and Mike will be talking. I'll be like, oh, man, you little young ass.
Here we go with this shit.
Here we go, youngster. You know what I'm saying? We always do that, right?
Yeah.
The thing about it is that that's not bullying, right? When you like, you know what I'm saying? Like to me, when I do shit to my nephews, I be fucking around my nephews and talking shit to them and stuff like that. Yeah. I'm just talking shit because I got love for them and I'm trying to teach them, right? But there's a difference between that and some of the shit that I heard on that voicemail. And I don't want to keep talking about it. I just think that those are the things that make it a gray area. If we didn't hear any of that, remove that from the equation and you just talk about just how they treated Jonathan Martin. And I think that Jonathan Martin was soft.
Yeah.
To be honest with you, I don't think you could survive in the National Football League if you don't have thicker skin than that.
I got to say this too real quick, man. I know Andy may get mad at me, but I don't give a shit. He texted me today.
Oh, yeah. Yo, you know what he having too, right?
Phenomenal news. For those who don't know, you guys, Andy does have a baby on the way, and it's a boy.
It's a boy. He texted me and told me too. I didn't want to say it on the air, man.
First child. Salute to Andy. Salute to little bro. He's going to be a phenomenal father.
Yes,
salute to our bro, Andy, man. And salute to Daniel Meeker. Mid to late February is the dull moment for media, especially sports. Super Bowl done and March tourney. Not here yet. It's slow media days, so they're bored. Salute to my guy, Meeker, with a haymaker. Salute to Raider John with the 99-cent special. My guy, as always, we appreciate you and Meeker. Real talk. Salute to Niles, our sis, gifting 5 OLV Raiders Network memberships. We appreciate you, sis, as always. And then she comes through with a $20 special, the baddest duo in the nation. We love you, sis, as always, for supporting what we do. Yeah, come on, y'all. Wipe them feet. Hit them thumbs up. Adam says 591 watching in one channel and only 276 likes. Get those likes up, man, and make sure you hit that subscribe button. Sis, we appreciate you so much. Thank you for the kind words, more than even the money. That means the world to us.
That's the
Thank you so much. LT, we've been losing so bad, it sucks the life out of me. Hope Pete Carroll can turn this season around. Salute to my guy.
The life sucked out of me before Big Zoom.
Yo, once again, man, salute to everybody here in the building. As always, we appreciate you guys so much. We wanted to approach the whole Richie thing delicately, because I know a lot of people have strong feelings about that situation. And maybe at some point I did reach out to Richie behind closed doors, and I'm trying to get him on the show and have him come on and potentially talk about the situation and talk about his time, more importantly, about playing for the Raiders and his time playing in in football and all that good stuff. But at some point, maybe here in the near future, we can have him come up here and defend himself and maybe tell a story about truly what happened. So stay tuned for that. Definitely working behind the scenes to get my guy Richie on. Hopefully we can get him on sometime here in the near future. Salute to Jeff. Hey, bro, one thing about Richie, he's not soft, bro. He with all the smoke. Salute to Jeff. Congrats to the GOAT, Andy, man. This is facts. Salute to my guy, Jeff. Salute to that Raiders fan. Phil Yates' latest mock draft has us taking Sanders at 6. Deion Sanders took issue with that. Heard it on the podcast. I mean, look, the only issue is he's at 6. Deion would love him to be with the Raiders. The only issue is he doesn't want his son dropping to 6 because that means you lose money.
What the F other, man?
Yeah, so.
You know what? And I heard a report that the Giants are uncomfortable with, Deion, the relationship he has with his son, right? And it's like, so what are we doing here? Like, you guys got a problem with Deion. You got all of these single mothers out here being their sons' agents and all that bullshit. Y'all would prefer that because you could steamroll people who don't know the inner workings of how this league work. Yeah, so that's what they scared of. The fact that he been there, done that at a level that nobody's been there. He wasn't no. He's not like even like Cam Newton father. Cam Newton father, Cecil Newton, was a fringe NFL player. It wasn't like Deion. Where Deion is in that room of the one. He's a 1% of the 1%.
I don't know why, bro. That name Cecil just always makes a motherfucker laugh, bro.
Cecil the Diesel Collins.
Because it just reminds me of a guy named Cleveland or like Clarence. You know what I'm saying? Like when you hear Cecil, Cecil Fielder was a phenomenal. That's right. But that name is fucking hilarious.
Crazy, bro. I bet you that you didn't know that this stream and this whole live was powered by BetUS.
I bet you I didn't.
Listen, man. You get 150% bonus on your first deposit,
and you can get 125% on your next 2 using promo code YouTube150.
Man, fastest payouts in the industry, man.
Up to $2,000. Hey, man. Hey, if you're better, nobody does it better than BetUS.
Oh my God. Bing. I tell you what, man, that's just so look, bro, it's just so cohesive, man. I'm telling you, bro. But bro, not the linger on, because I know you gotta go, but the whole Deion thing that makes people uncomfortable is the fact that this is a guy that has held organizations hostage before. He knows what on a level that they don't want to deal with. And I think that's the reason why. Because if Shador is what they think he could be, if he's a superstar quarterback, they're going to have hell to pay with his old man in his ear.
There's a Cecil the Diesel.
Cecil the Diesel Collins. No, I said that before. You remember Cecil the Diesel from LSU, the one that got he's with the Dolphins. He got arrested for being a creep. He got caught in a woman's room and shit like that.
Yep. Hey, John Bailey and Uncle Clarence and Clarence's parents have a really good marriage. Salute to Greg for an outstanding live stream. My dog, we appreciate you on the $5 special. D Cooks, man, y'all make Mondays bearable with that content. Salute to my guy, D Cooks in the building. Salute to S. Dot. Deion Sanders is that real father pressure. Good, I say punk they ass so Shador can fall straight to us, baby. Salute to my guy, S. Dot.
Bro, could you imagine, bro? Could you imagine weekly, bro, that they will have a Deion Sanders segment weekly, bro, one of them shows?
I'm telling y'all right now, I'm holding on to something right now. I have something. If Shador becomes a Raider, man, I'm dropping some fun interviews. I'm holding on to some things. I got a Shiloh interview that's absolutely hilarious that I never put up that we talked about the Raiders too. So I'm holding on to some things. So stay tuned.
Let me tell you something, though. We go to hey, man, I've been 8 toes down with the Raiders since the whole draft process started. See, maybe they had to trade, get Max Crosby, move up to the top, baby. But let me tell you something, baby. You put my son on Broadway, the fake Broadway out there in Las Vegas, on the Milky Way. Let me tell you something, baby. It's going to be prime time all the time, Graphk. Hey, Graphk, I'm going to tell you something right now, man. I'm going to bring all my 8 toes. Come over here to OLV, baby.
Yo, salute to 8 toes down, Deion, high stakes, Sanders, wasted with the phenomenal impression. Salute to Hug. My daddy told me not to trust a man with 2 missing toes. He stepped to something before.
That's crazy. Hug D's is like, bro, you cannot be hating on people that have had amputations. Jeez, Hug D's.
Hug got 1 muscle, bro, and now he's like,
yeah, really, man, this guy's walking around like Buff Bagwell now.
He became a demon, bro. He went from baby face to heel, bro, in 1 workout session.
Real quick, man. The guy takes a little fucking. What was that? What's that stuff that Frank Thomas has? He starts taking them over the counter steroids, and he think he the man now.
Yo, man, he out there wilding, bro.
F up out of here.
He's thinking ways to do Gruden. He just did the Deion. Hold on to the Wayne and Gruden because we got some more stuff coming this week. Salute to 2-4. As always, appreciate you, brother. But he definitely got you with the Deion one. Salute to the 1,500 plus people still rocking with us in the building. Appreciate you guys. I think we kind of went over our spiel, talked about the whole Champ Kelly. Once again, you guys, for those who are just joining, Tom Pelissero dropped the news earlier on Twitter. The Raiders and assistant GM Champ Kelly have mutually parted ways. Per sources, new GM John Spytek is making over the front office, and Kelly, the one-time Raiders interim GM, will pursue opportunities elsewhere. So there you have it with Champ Kelly. And once again, man, congratulations on him moving forward, and hopefully he finds something that gets him to a situation where he could potentially become a real general manager, not just an assistant GM, because I think that he definitely deserves a job elsewhere at some point here in the near future. Anything you got for us on the way out, brother?
No, sir. Y'all have a good one, man. Everybody enjoy y'all nights.
There you go. Salute to everybody in the building.
My work clothes.
Yep, I got to go watch Monday Night Raw. Salute to everybody here in the building. Love and appreciate every single one of you guys. Wipe them feet, pay your bar tabs on the way out, and hit that subscribe button. We'll be back all week long with content. We got this new. Are you gonna give? I know you seen the text, man. Are you gonna get down with it?
Oh yeah. We got to develop it though.
Okay, so we got this sleeper series, you guys, that we're working on. We're gonna be dropping some sleepers in the draft, some pre-recorded stuff. I did my first one today with Elijah Badger, Florida wide receiver. We're gonna be dropping a ton of those coming up to the combine and leading into the draft. So stay tuned for the sleeper series, and then we're gonna be covering a lot of other players that some of you guys may already know or may not be familiar with. So stay tuned for that. But other than that, we're out, y'all. One.
That's what I'm talking about.